Hello and welcome to tutorial number 2 of Tao the Platypus. Today we're going to be working on his body and his arms. We'll see how we go, but I think today we'll just do his body and his arms, and then we'll do his tail and webbed feet in the next tutorial. So in the first tutorial, if you didn't see that, we made his head. So please go back and watch that. I've put a link in the description. So what we'll need is the light brown yarn. And again, you'll need your stitch marker, scissors, tapestry needle, of course your crochet hook. Alright, we're working on the body, so I'll just move these out of the way. Let's get started. We're going to make a slip knot. So leave a tail, wrap it around your finger twice, grab the back loop, pull it over the front loop, then grab your tail, wrap it in front of the loop that's still on your finger, grab the back loop and pull over the front loop. And now you've got this slip knot that you can put on your crochet hook. And again, it's not tight. Then grab hooking your pinky under your yarn just like this, turning your hand and going under here, and putting your point under the yarn here, and then your index finger and your thumb are going to come and lightly hold your work here. And now we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, hooking that yarn and pulling it back through the loop on your hook. That's 1, and then 2. Alright, if you remember from the first video, we're going to crochet into the second chain from the hook. Alright, so this is our hook, and here's our first chain. We can't work into that because it's just going to undo. So we want to go into the second, and the easiest way that I found to get started is just to follow the tail through that knot and just pull out the bottom loop of your chain, and that way you know that you're going to crochet into here, just to make it easier. So we're going to do 5 single crochets into this same chain space that we just made. So putting your hook into the chain space, yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. So that's 1. Going into the same chain space, yarning over, pulling up another loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's 2 single crochets, and we want to do 5 all into the same spot. 3, 4, and 5, and now you can pull this tight. Okay, right, and we're now going to decrease. No, it's not decrease, sorry, increase. So we're making our body bigger. So we're going to do 2 single crochets. So we're on round 2 now. So I'm putting my hook under both the front loop and the back loop of the very first stitch. Yarning over, pulling up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. So we're going to put 2 single crochets into this stitch, and then into every stitch around until we have 10. So I'm just going to count it because it's quite small. We'll put a stitch marker in the next one. So 2 single crochets into this one, into the next stitch. So we're now up to 4. So just kind of count it. And then 2 into the next stitch. So we're just doing 2 single crochets into every stitch around until we have 10. So this is 6. Now we're up to 8, and then 2 into the last stitch of the round, and you should find that that is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10. Round 3 is 2 single crochets into the first stitch and 1 single crochet into the next, and repeat that until we have 15 stitches. So 2 single crochets into this first stitch, so going into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both, and then another single crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 into the next stitch. We're just going to repeat that until we get to 15. You can put your stitch marker in here to make it easier. So now it's 2 single crochets to the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet, then 2, and then 1. So now if you count it, you should have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. Well, at this point, we're going to weave in the tail at the start. So pull it tight. Get your tapestry needle. And just weave it in and out of your work. So just in and out, and back and forth, and just securing it away. And now you can turn it, and don't worry about a little bit because it'll just become part of the filling. Alright, so now we're up to, in the pattern, rounds 4 to round 6, and it's just 1 single crochet into every stitch around, and we're just going to do that for 3 rounds. So going into the first stitch of round 4, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, pull yarn over, pull through bow, put that in, and we're just going to do 1 single crochet into every stitch around for the 15 stitches, and we're going to do that for 3 rounds. So just keep putting 1 single crochet in all the way around. Okay, continue to do rounds 5 and 6, doing 1 single crochet into every stitch around. Doing just what we just did for 2 more rounds. So continue doing what we just did for 2 more rounds, and I'll get back to you at the end of round 6. Okay, just finished round 6, so now on to round 7, and we're going to do a single crochet decrease and then a single crochet, and repeat that until we have 10 stitches. So we're joining 2 stitches together. So going into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up another loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's 1 decrease, and you put your stitch marker in here. And now we're going to just do a normal single crochet into the next, and then a decrease. So into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the very next stitch right beside it, joining 2 together, yarn over, pull up another loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So that's a decrease. Now just a normal single crochet, and now a decrease. So join these 2 stitches together, and then a single crochet. We're just going to do that all the way around until we get to 10 stitches. So this is a decrease, and then a single crochet. And then a decrease, and then a single crochet, and you should find that you have 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're just kind of making the neck shape of our platypus. So we're now just going to do 1 single crochet into every stitch around for the 10 stitches. So this is around 8. So that's 1. You can put your stitch marker in here if you like, or you can just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that completes our body. So what you're going to do is cut your yarn, leave enough of yarn, because I sew around it twice and attach the body to the head. So always leave enough of a tail so that you can sew around the head and the body twice. And then just yarn over and pull that yarn all the way through. Okay, now you can fill it with a bit of hobby fill. You always usually use the back of my hook to help me fill it. I might add a little bit more. Okay. That's body filled. Okay, we're going to attach the head to our body now. So grab your tapestry needle. I always try to make sure the tail is at the back of the body. You just sort of place it in place and hold it on. Now the way I do it is I go into the head, instead of going around a stitch, and then I go into the last round, so into that last row of stitching that we did on the body. Then I put my tapestry needle, then I go back into the head. And I just keep checking to make sure it's on fairly straight, because it has a habit of moving. So I'm going back into the body now and then into the head, and I just do that all the way around, and I do that twice. So now into the body and into the head. Okay, into the body, and then into the head, and just keep going all the way around. Just keep checking to make sure you've got it in the position that you want. Look at that, it's coming up really nice and cute. Okay, back into the body, into the head, into the body, into the head, and I just keep going. Okay, so go around and do that again. You should find it a little bit easier, but it's always good to do it twice because you want to make it nice and secure. And also if you've missed a stitch, you'll pick it up. So you're just going into the body, into the head, and do that all the way around again. And I will get back to you at the end to finish it off. Okay, I just sewn my head to my body, and now we're going to finish it off by knotting it off. So, as always, I do about 3 knots. And then you just weave the tail in and out of the body. Oops, I'm going to undo that. So it should go the way of the stitches so you can't see it. Right, so go down and then up. It's probably the easiest way. And this, and then go down, and then you can go, doesn't really matter how you do it, just try and keep going the same way as the stitches. So you can't see it. Just in and out, back and forth, all the way around. And then once you're happy with it, give it a little trim. Trim it close to the body. Alrighty, so that's our platypus, tail of the platypus coming up nicely. Now we're going to work on his arms. Alright, so his arms, we're going to, counting from the bottom, we're going to attach it at about around 5, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. So just turn your platypus on the side. I always like to, I'm just going to put my hook around a stitch into the body like this, just like that. Then I just make a loop over my finger and I put it on the hook, and I'm just going to pull that loop through, and then I just grab the tail of the yarn and I pull it all the way through that loop. Then I put my hook back in to the loop, and then you can pull it tight, and that just attaches that yarn to the body. And now we're going to chain 5. So yarn over, pulling that yarn back through the loop on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're skipping about 4 stitches in the front of our, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're attaching it to the other side. 4, you want it even so it doesn't, as long as it's in the same row. So just make it, follow your finger. I'm going to put it about here, I think. So going around a stitch on the other side, and yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And now, see this chain that we made? We're going to put our hook under the chain, and we're going to do 8 single crochets around the chain. So we're putting a hook under the chain, yarning over, pulling it back under the chain, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. So that's 1. Just repeating that for another 7 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now where we attach this yarn at the very start, we're going to put our hook into the same spot, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through both. Now you can cut it leaving a tail. Well, not that soon. And then yarn over and pull that yarn all the way through. We'll knot them together soon. Just see if you're happy with it. Now we're going to do the second one, and that's it. Counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, about 3. And I just line it up with this first that I did. And again, you're going around a stitch in the body. Then I loop it over my finger, leaving a tail. And I just put that loop onto my crochet hook, pull it through the body, grab the tail, pull it all the way through the loop, and put my hook back into the loop, and then you can pull it tight. And we're chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're skipping those stitches in the front. It doesn't really matter how many you skip, it's up to you. And then I just kind of line it up as long as it's on the same row. So just follow my finger around, and then I line it up with this arm. I'm going to put your hook into the body, around the stitch in a body. Then yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. And once more, we're going to put our hook under the chain that we just did, and we're going to do 8 single crochets around the chain. So doing exactly the same thing that we did for the first arm. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to go into the body at the very where we attach the yarn. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through both. Cut the yarn, leaving a tail. Then yarn over and pull that all the way through. Okay, now you can knot these. So knotting the 2 strands for the bottom arm together, and then knotting the 2 strands for the top arm together. This is so he can hold on to the pencil. So just knot them together. And then knot these 2 together. And then grab your tapestry needle. And you're just going to weave these ends in and out of the body, tucking it away. It's the same thing. You kind of get used to it after a while. So just tucking away, just weaving them in and out. Back and forth until you've got it roughly where you think it's secure. And trim it really close to the body. and repeat for this one. Okay, so again, going into the body, just tucking it away. Up and down. So going with the stitches. Then once you're happy with it, trim it close to the body. And there we go. Tao Platypus is got his arms and his body, and he can now sit on a pencil, but he's not done yet. I've got to add his tail, and optional is web feet. But, I'll show you how to do that in the next tutorial. So continue to watch, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.